Hello boys and girls, how are you doing? I hope you are all doing well. My name is Aliya Karieva. I'm your English language teacher. Shall we start our English language lesson? Today we are going to talk about first conditionals. We will review first conditionals. Objectives of our lesson today. First, we review first conditional sentences. Second, we learn the tense change we use in first conditional sentences. And third, of course, we will use first conditional sentences in practice. Shall we start? First, I want you to look at the screen. Do you know when is World Food Day? World Food Day is an international day celebrated every year worldwide on the 16th of October. World Food Day is about raising awareness for people who do not have enough food for every day. So please, don't waste food. Now you are going to read the text about the food waste done by supermarkets. Over 1/3 of all food supplies end up as waste, and much of this waste occurs before food reaches the shops. Supermarkets can force farmers to throw away up to 40% of their crops if they are imperfect, not all the same size, or not looking nice. A United Kingdom survey has shown that each year the shops waste over 6 million tons of food, and a lot of it is perfectly safe to eat, including 48 million pots of yogurt, 1.6 billion apples, and 2.6 billion slices of bread. What we want? We aren't against supermarkets. We just want them to change their insensitive attitude and reduce all this unnecessary waste. They should say exactly how much food they throw away and try to reduce it. Give the food to charities which distribute it to poor people. Sell fruit and vegetables that don't look perfect. What you can do? Supermarkets won't change if only a few people protest. If we all boycott the supermarkets, they will listen to us. You will find more information and an online petition if you look on the website. How do you think? Does the writer want supermarkets to change? Yes, of course. He does. I want you now look at the last paragraph and find the sentences where it is said what we can do to change supermarkets. Yes, you are right. If we all boycott the supermarkets, they will listen to us. And you will find more information and an online petition if you look on the website. Now, let's look at these sentences closer. In these sentences, we talk about possible results in the future. Sentence number 1. If we all boycott the supermarkets, they will listen to us. In if sentence, we can see the verb boycott. This part of the sentence describes situation, future situation. The second part of the sentence, we can see we used will plus verb, and we talk about result in this part of the sentence. So, in if sentence, we usually use present simple. In result sentence, we use will plus verb. This structure is called first conditional. Now let's practice. We have 2 more sentences to see how this rule works in practice. Sentence 1. If we, and we see that it is if part of the situation, and you remember in if part we usually use present simple. Yes, right. If we publicize the problem, what is in the second part of the sentence? We see possible results, and in result part of the sentence we use will plus verb. Yes, right. Everybody will come. What is our sentence? If we publicize the problem, everybody will come. Let's do the second sentence. If it, and again, we remember in if sentence, which describes the future situation, we use present simple. And we say, if it rains on Saturday, what we have in the result part of the sentence? We have will plus verb. We will take an umbrella. And our sentence is, if it rains on Saturday, we will take an umbrella. Now, let's look at the second sentence. Supermarkets won't change if only a few people protest. Now we see that the result part of the sentence stays on the first place at the beginning of the sentence. And situation part of the sentence stays in the second place. But we don't change the usage of verbs. In result part of the sentence, we still use will plus verb, and in situation part of the sentence, we use present simple. The only difference is in the comma. Pay attention. In the first examples, after if part of the sentence, we put comma. Now let's look at more examples to practice reversed order. When we start our sentence with the result, what should we use in that part? We should use will plus verb. And we have the sentence, they will sign the petition if you ask them. Right, in if part of the sentence, we use present simple. Next sentence, Mom will worry if you are late. Excellent. In the result part of the sentence, we use will plus verb. In situation part of the sentence, we use present simple. The verb after if is present simple, but we use it for a possible future situation. And we use will plus verb for the result. Do you remember? The structure is called first conditional. And you have the rule. We use the first conditional to talk about a likely or possible future situation and to describe its results. We talk about the likely or possible future situation with if plus present simple. We describe the result with will or won't plus infinitive without to. One more example. If everyone signs the petition, it will make a difference. Now let's practice. On the screen, you can see 6 sentences. You can see that the sentences are not complete and the verbs are in brackets. Your task is complete the sentences with the first conditional form of the verbs in brackets. Let's do the first one together. We have the sentence. Sentence starts with if. I remember, in if part of the sentence, I use present simple. So my verb will be supports because it is in third person singular. He supports us. And in the second part of the sentence, we use will plus the verb. And we have, we will win. Our sentence is, if he supports us, we will win. Now, you have 1 minute to do the following 5 sentences till the end. Start now, please. Okay, it is time to start checking your answers. What do you have? Sentence number 2. We see sentence starts with if. And we remember, in if part, we use present simple. If we ask people, a lot of them, and you remember, in the second part, we use will plus the verb. A lot of them will volunteer. Sentence number 3. Sentence number 3 starts with the result. Sentence number 3. You can see in sentence number 3 we start with the result part. In that part we usually use will with the verb. She will boycott the shop if. In if part, we use present simple. If it sells violent video games. Our sentence is, she will boycott the shop if it sells violent video games. Sentence number 4. It is the same as sentence number 3. We start with the result. We use will plus the verb. But you see that here you have negative form of the verb. So we will use won't. Right. People won't know about it if we don't organize a meeting. In the if part of the sentence, we used present simple. And again, our sentence was negative. And that's why we use don't. Our sentence is, people won't know about it if we don't organize a meeting. Sentence number 5. We see that our sentence starts with if part of the sentence. Here we use present simple. If you ban cars from the town center, the shopkeepers won't be happy. Excellent. And last sentence. I won't sponsor you if you don't finish the race. Well done. I hope you all have the same answers. Now, I want you to look at 6 more sentences. But, again, these sentences are not complete. This time, I want you to complete the sentences using your own ideas. Let's do the first sentence together. If I have any free time in the future. And what is your idea? Mine is, I will work as a volunteer and clean up our town. Now, you have 1 minute to think about your own ideas to finish other 6 sentences. Start now, please. Okay, it's high time to check your answers. I'm sure you have wonderful ideas, but let's look at mine. Sentence number 1. If we don't protect the environment, we will meet more serious problems in future. Sentence number 2. The students at our school will protest if the government doesn't change their decision. Sentence number 3. If the government bans violent video games, my parents will be happy. Sentence number 4. My mom will be worried if I stay late at my friend's house, so I never stay late. Sentence number 5. He will come to the meeting. If you tell him that he can join us, he will be very happy. Sentence number 6. If we don't save the rainforest, we will have no fresh air to breathe. I hope you have different ideas than mine. Let's continue. You have 3 dialogues on the screen. I want you to complete these dialogues with the present simple or will, won't forms of the verbs in brackets. You remember what to pay attention to. I want to show you an example first. Person A says, "We must be at the airport at 2 o'clock. Person B answers, "Well, if we take a taxi at 1 o'clock, we won't be late." You remember, in if part of the sentence, we use present simple. In the second part of the sentence, we use will and the verb. Now, you have 1 minute to finish your dialogues. Start now, please. Okay, now let's check your answers. What do you have? Dialogue number 1. Person A says, "Has John phoned yet?" Person B answers, "No." And if he doesn't phone this afternoon, I will phone him this evening. Dialogue number 2. Person A says, "Is Tom going to pass his exam?" Person B answers, "Well, he will fail if he doesn't work harder." Tom should work harder. Dialogue number 3. Person A asks, "Could I have some information about this year's concerts, please?" Person B answers, "Yes, if you fill in this form, I will send it to you in the post. I am sure that you all have done the same way. Good job, guys. Let's continue. Now, I want you to work in pairs and ask your partner about the future. And when your partner asks you, please answer his or her questions. You should use your own ideas. You can ask your partner, "What will you do if you stay in this evening?" Your answer will be, "I will have to help my mom with dinner." That is all for today. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye. That is all for today. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.